as new technology continues to emerge in our everyday lives, it's also making its way into the classroom. The move helping introduce kids to career options of the future. Utica Community Schools is one of the first districts to incorporate virtual reality labs into the curriculum. And joining me now is Denise Bailey, principal of Ebling Elementary, and Tyler Anderson, who's a 6th grader at the school. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
So talk a little bit, what are in these labs? What kind of tools do the kids use?
So we have great opportunities here at Ebling Elementary, and we have 15 virtual reality computers. The students use stylus instead of mouse clicks, and they have the ability to use these 3D virtual reality glasses. These are the driver glasses. We have driver glasses and
which ones are these?
Passenger glasses, we call them. So that's person 2 on each computer. They partner up, so they have 2 students on each computer, and they kind of connect the real world with the virtual world in making connections in science and other subjects.
That's great. So what does the software allow them to do? I saw some students dissecting, you know, hearts using the stylus. How does
Absolutely. That work? That's some of their favorite parts, and their applications are to take apart human body parts, or they can take apart actually planets and see what goes all the way through from the mantle to the core and other things like that. They can also do some robotic engineering, taking apart electrical components or cars, as it were. So they can do that. They love that best. There's lots of other applications like 3D building architecture and things like that too.
Wow, that's great. And Tyler, let me ask you, what are some of the things you've built in the lab?
I once took apart a heart, and you can't usually do that in a textbook, but it was so cool because there's so many components that you see on the inside, but you don't see all that on the outside in pictures, which is really cool.
That's great. And what's your favorite part about the lab? What do you love about it the most?
There's this application, it's called Studio, where you can take almost any object and pull it apart, which you can't do, obviously. And I took a robotic arm once and figured out how it worked. Wow. And you can't do that anywhere else.
Wow, that's incredible. And Denise, tell me, how do you incorporate this into the curriculum?
So we mainly use it for science, but as I said, there's other applications, obviously social studies and art. But for science, for example, one of the great applications is to do some virtual experimenting. So it allows the students to manipulate variables on screen and that they wouldn't be able to do in everyday life. So they can change, for example, pH in a pond and see what happens to the plant life and the animals in the pond.
That's incredible. And has this helped you get any ideas for what you want to do maybe in the future?
Yeah, I wanted to become an electrical engineer now because I see there's so many components to all these robotic things, and it's very cool to pull them apart and learn now instead of learn 20 years later when I'm getting the job. That's
great. See, there you have it, future engineer. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Now we need a virtual reality lab at the station. What do you guys think?
I agree. Bring it.